going on, good guys? Chris Noon here, Chris Noon Real Estate, chrisnoonrealestate.com. So, we are here, and I want to take a look with you guys about Ryan Serhant's $250 million penthouse and the video that he made to list it. And I'll give you guys a little bit more of a background to this and why I actually want to speak about it right now. So without further ado, let's get into this.
Now this is the pinnacle home in this tower. Central Park Tower, where we are, is the newest and most luxurious residential tower, not only in New York.
This is crazy. One, his script, reading, writing, everything, fire. Now, I don't know if he's the one that writes it, he's the one that remembers it, he's the one that recites it, and he recites it damn good. I wouldn't be able to do that, one, because I'm not Ryan Serhant. And one thing that frustrates me is when agents do that. Most agents will come and they'll have their arms here in a property video and welcome to this magnificent penthouse on 555 5th Street. You know, it boasts stainless steel appliances and Miele fridge and da-da-da-da-da. And it all just sounds so generic and all the same. Oh my gosh, Josh, crazy. You know, I don't talk like that, so you guys wouldn't catch me doing that because that's not who I am, and I have to stay authentic to me. And unfortunately, that's not authentic to me. You know, whether I lose clients about it or not, I am who I am. And if you don't like me for that, kick rocks.
But I would say in the world, the amenities which we're going to show you are incredible, from multiple swimming pools, multiple living spaces, a 100th floor private club and restaurant, curated by 3 Michelin star chefs. The staff.
Can you imagine being in that living room and just having that view? I wouldn't be able to concentrate.
Everything. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Top of the line luxury and services here.
Even like the way he's positioned, right? Pause if applicable. He knew whether he went through it with his camera guy or he just knew instinctively that they're going to pan a certain way. So he didn't place himself directly in front of the windows, and I believe that was done strategically. And if so, wow, that was great, because what's going to sell this apartment is the view. It's you know, second to none.
But this apartment,
well, that's one of the elements that's going to sell this unit,
is so unique because it was designed specifically to be the ultimate trophy home. Not only is it the highest residential home on earth, so that's already a record, but how do you take a space and find this type of volume, right? How do you take one space that's almost 18,000 square feet and create the perfect home? Just the engineering.
His guy that does the shooting for this, amazing. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it. I'm a creative as well. I'm looking at like everything. This is gorgeous, and it tells the story. He's telling the story. However, the video also tells the story. It's not just a bunch of speed ramp shots. It's not just a bunch of fast transitions. And it's taking its time. Like he's taking his time. They also I was going to say provided, but they also picked the perfect instrumental to go in the background because, you know, it's slow. However, it's dramatic. It has its high points. It has its low points. Just like this property. Well, I don't think this unit has any low points. It's probably except for the common charges, you know, but this was just perfectly done.
Feat of taking one space and carving out the perfect 7 formal bedrooms, 8 full bathrooms, 3 powder rooms, 1 family formal kitchen, 1 chef catering kitchen, 1 grand salon, 1 private ballroom, so many other bonus spaces. I mean, there's a lot here. And it is truly perfect. It is really a trophy. The building itself has a really, really, really interesting history.
You know what would be great? I'm from the slums, right? And at times, and I lived on the top floor of my building, but we only have 4 floors in my building. So at times the elevator wouldn't work. So we would have to drag the, we have to go up and down the stairs to get the bags of laundry. Imagine the elevator not working. I'm pretty sure they got more than 1 elevator. But imagine like something happened and these elevators just are out of service, and you have 5, 6. Back in the days, $400 of groceries would get you a lot. Now it's probably like $2,000 of groceries. $2,000 worth of groceries would get you the same that $400 did back then in the 90s. And just having a whole lot of this. I hope y'all got cold storage.
And you can't fully appreciate this penthouse without knowing where this all started. The tower was first put together, basically, the assemblage to build this massive skyscraper that's
Look at, like, they're not only showing you, like, Ryan is a genius, bro. And they're not only showing you, like, yeah, he's there, he's talking to you, the music is great, you have the B-roll shots going back and forth, but they're also giving you a depth of field. They're also letting you know what's going on in the background. So not only do you have these views to his left, our right, not only do you have these views there, you also have these views directly behind them as well, and they're just as flawless. That was fire. Mm, Jesus. So if you guys know, buildings, bridges, and etc. The higher you go, wind happens, um, just nature happens, right? So to keep things steady, nothing is actually firm and straight, or you really can't. So bridges, regardless if you feel it or not, they swing. They're meant to like kind of sway. Same thing with buildings. They up. Yeah, they fight the wind. They're not gonna go boom, boom, boom. But they put as much as resistance as possible because buildings can't have to kind of go with the flow of the world as well. There's also something called settling, where if you look in, let's say you look at the roof, the ceiling of your property, or sometimes the walls, but mainly when you look up, if you painted a couple of years ago, you'll start to see cracks. That's because the building is settling or has settled or is currently settling into the dirt, and which means bricks are kind of like shifting a little bit. It's not like this, but a little bit here, a little bit there. So of course you painted when the bricks were like this, but now the bricks kind of did this, and it's different now. So that's what he's referring to. Hold on, I think they're playing with me right now. I think they are playing with me right now. Hold on, let's bring this down here. I know that looks crazy. Sorry. You know,
This huge counterweight. It's insane, right? It's crazy. There's 360 million pounds of concrete just in this whole building. It's wild. It's wild. But I can't believe we haven't actually shown you the park yet. Let's go look at the park. So you're going to see a lot of Central Park on this tour. Central Park is what makes this building. I mean, it is called Central Park Tower, rising nearly 1,600 feet over the most famous park in the world.
That's crazy. The drone shot. This is crazy. Whoever did this, you guys nailed it.
It's really incredible to see, and at this time of year, as the park changes colors, it's completely wild. But you're also looking at every other building in New York City. You're seeing every state. You're looking as far as the Atlantic Ocean, deep past, I mean, Massachusetts at this point.
Also, what I want to point out is even the style of clothing he's wearing. Yes, he has a tuxedo jacket with the splash of pop that's there, right? So he can stand out. However, the colors that he chose were definitely neutral to go with the vibes of the property or of the unit, as well as so he wouldn't stand out too much. You know, if he had on something pink or orange, you know, tangerine orange, it wouldn't go well with the theme of this. You're going to pay more attention to that than the property. So the way they even chose this also helps with the coloring, right? So you want to make sure that the coloring is going to be amazing when you put your LUT onto it, or maybe they're going through I highly doubt it, but if they're going through everything one by one, each scene one by one to color it, I don't think that's the best use of the time, so I don't think that happened. You want to make sure that everything is matching. So let's say he wore something bright orange and everything else is this color, it would be hard to kind of blend all of that. Maybe he orange and blue, purple, and so on and so forth. The colors are all over the place. So it would be hell to do that. Unnecessary work. So what do? You put something on that still speaks to your character, that still speaks to your personality, and you just go for it while still not drawing too much attention away from the trophy that's in front of you, which is this property.
Looking as far south as the eye can see, as far north as the eye can see, you can actually see the curvature of the Earth at this level. There is no other home on the planet like this. The park is incredible. Now, this is the Grand Salon, and I want to...
So what I want to do, because I'm not going to watch this entire thing with you guys. This video is 30 minutes long. But, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take you guys to the primary suite bedroom. But I want to tell you guys a funny story, right?
What if I told you
Oh my God.
there was 18 strategies? That's it. On the road to 10 million net worth or beyond.
All right, so see, you don't get no free advertisement from me, buddy. So there's a time I spoke about it before, right? So I actually saw Ryan Serhant in person, right? And I was getting into he was the second book that I ever read. The first book was The Cell by Frederick Eklund, and that was the first book, and the second book was Ryan Serhant's first book that he ever wrote. So I read it, I listened to it through Audible, and I saw him on $1 Million Listing. Well, my first time ever, I knew of him first through his book, and then I started watching $1 Million Listing. Right, I was attracted to him, pause if applicable, because of his story and everything that was going on with him. And I remember like, yo, this guy is dope, right? And I'm listening to his book. I listened to it maybe 2-3 times. And now I believe he has three. I listened to all three. And the first is still my overall favorite. Third, I wasn't too keen on, but the first, I think he spoke about it too in his book. Like, your first book, you have your entire life up until that point to write something, and then after that, it's kind of like bookmarked. It's from the book until then, and then that book until the next one. So I get it, but it was the pandemic. My wife and I, we went to Manhattan. Right, we went from Howard Beach to Manhattan, and we was eating at, was it Benihana? Is it Benihana in Manhattan? Oh man, yeah, I believe it was Benihana. I'm not too sure. And we couldn't eat inside. We were sitting along outside, and they were taking extremely long. Not even just with our food, because we wound up actually not eating there. They took extremely long to talk to us. We were actually sitting outside for 45 minutes minimum. And nobody came to talk to us. It's like they thought we was just chilling. Did not appreciate that. And I'm sitting this way. My wife is sitting in front of me. And I just see this tall guy with gray hair frolicking, talking on the phone. So it catches my attention. It's like that go. Oh my god, babe. Oh my god, babe. It's Ryan Serhant. It's Ryan Serhant. And she's like, what? Oh my god, babe, it's Ryan Serhant. It's Ryan Serhant. She's like, where? I'm like, right there. Behind you. She's like, oh my god. He's literally like talking like this while walking. I don't know if he heard me. I highly doubt it. He had his earphones in. Blue suit, which is funny because it's kind of like you see him on these YouTubes, and you see him on, these ads, and he's always wearing a blue suit. But you would think, maybe he might want to throw in a purple, he might want to throw on this, he might want to throw on that. But he was literally in a blue pinstripe suit, walking. And she's like, oh my God, go talk to him. I said, no, I can't. I never got starstruck a day in my life. That was crazy. What? Oh, man. Walked right out of my life. Never saw him after that. Not in person, anyway.
On the landing for the 130th floor, we're nearly 1,400
Did we hear that? 130th floor?
feet, actually a little bit over in the air right now. You have your residential floor, your secondary bedrooms, your secondary junior suites, the bathrooms, the bedrooms, the views, the volume, the closet space from every bedroom is incredible. They are all fit for royalty. And then you have the primary suite to end all primary suites.
I'm even nervous to see this. They say you can do anything, and I say it as well. You can do anything that you put your mind to. When you see, let me speak for myself. When I see properties like this, it's definitely motivating. At the same time, kind of, I don't want to say discouraging. I don't know the right wording to use. But it almost makes it feel like it's out of your reach, right? Like 250 million. Most of us aren't going to see that, half of that, in our lifetime, right? So if you just had $250 million in your pocket, you couldn't afford this property. You couldn't. Because now you're property rich, you're paper rich, but cash broke. And this comes with common charges. So you still got to pay those maintenance fees. You have to be a billionaire, really, to comfortably purchase this without a mortgage. You'd have to be a billionaire. And not just like a 1 billionaire, because this would be a quarter of which. And I say billionaire like cash billion, like liquid, because a lot of billionaires aren't cash billionaires. They aren't liquid billionaires. Their worth or their projected worth is that of $1 billion. Meaning you probably have $100 million cash. However, you signed a few contracts for the next 15 years, 15, 20, 11, all of that combined. And when you complete those contracts based off of whatever formula that you guys came and agreed upon, that will now bring your worth to $1 billion. So in theory, you are a billionaire, because if you keep this liquid that you currently have and you complete those contracts that you currently have, maybe you have $20 million worth of real estate, but you didn't purchase them cash, so you have a loan on them, right? So, I'm gonna do a video about net worth and basically how to break it down. You have a mortgage on them. So you don't own them outright, but it's projected. So you pay these off, it's $20 million worth of real estate when you pay them off. You have artwork that's worth $5 million. That adds to your net worth because it's projected. If you were to sell this artwork and get top dollar for it, you would now have $5 million in cash. So that's how net worth works. And let's continue.
Behind me is a sitting room, because when you enter this primary, you might need to take a second just to remind yourself how amazing you are for owning this penthouse.
The fact that they have the lights off or they have the lights dim, this is a testament to show you how brilliant Ryan and or the people that are behind the camera are. Because when you have the lights on, and especially if you have these lights on extremely high, what can and most likely will happen is that you'll blow out the highlights, which means the windows will be blown out. So you'll see the room clearly. However, you won't be able to see clearly what's happening outside of the bedroom unless you put the camera extremely close to the windows, which is going to look bad, to the viewer that's viewing a beautiful video like this. So what do? You lower the light, if not cut the lights off, you shoot with an aperture that you need. You don't bump up the ISO too much because you don't want the noise. And the shutter speed is going to be the shutter speed. More than likely they shooting at 60 frames per second. So they have their shutter speed at 120, 128, 1 over 128, 1 over 120. And this is strictly aperture right here. And that's just going to make the windows pop.
This could also be a dressing room, but you have every single view here. Again, looking out over the park, there's no need for privacy here because no one can see you. You're above everything and everyone. So yes,
where my mind goes,
we have window treatments, and yes, you will have, blinds and shades, but you're never gonna need them, ever. Down this hallway, you have 2 primary bathrooms. Your 2 primary
again, lights off. They want to accentuate the views. They want to stress the views.
Bathrooms, opposite ends of the hall. This one has this incredible view.
And even the time that they did that, you can tell that they were there for a long time to shoot, but even the time that they did that was just perfect.
You and your floating tub. Gorgeous stone, floor to ceiling. Because you have 2 bathrooms, you have singular vanities, massive, massive rain showers, huge water closets, and then this view. Just imagine taking a bubble bath here, right? Pure serenity.
If you spend $250 million on an apartment, you can't use dishwashing liquid for a bubble bath. That's what we used to have to do back in the hood, back where I'm from. We used to have to use dishwashing liquid. We did. We used to have to use dishwasher liquid for a bubble bath. It's what it is.
Very, very zen, very, very much a spa environment up here. And again, you have shade pockets, everything is wired. You can eat.
I've seen small bars of soap in Whole Foods for like $26. Anywhere in even like cover, like wrap anything, like just out, just like little small bars of soap, $26, $27. It's crazy. You got too much money.
Easily put in power shades if you want to, but you wouldn't need to. No one can see you. You're above everybody.
There be some creeps out there with with binoculars, though, Ryan. And I'm pretty sure someone has a telescope. They want to see what's going on.
This is, I think, the highest primary bathroom on planet Earth. Probably the highest, tallest residential tub on Earth. Just let that sink in. Just let it sink in. And then you have your...
See what you did there? A tub is a very big sink. Let it sink in. I see what you did there, Ryan. Ah, you're right. See what I did there, Ryan? All right, mine's it. Let's keep going.
Primary bedroom. In the primary bedroom. Custom furniture throughout because you have such high ceilings. You are awoken gently by the sun coming out of the east. You have northern light out over the park and the entirety of Manhattan the entire day. And the
is awoken a word? I don't know. I feel like you're awakened gently. I kind of feel like awoken, yeah. Past participle. I hated how I said that, but yeah.
The room is so large. The bedroom, you have an entire separate sitting area. Behind us are two humongous dressing rooms, walk-in closets. And you could completely reconfigure this whole floor if you want to. If you wanted to have a 2,000 square foot dressing room, you could easily do that. If you wanted this bedroom to be 3,000 square feet, you could push back this wall. There's a lot you can do. It's kind of fun.
3,000 square foot bedroom. That's more than twice. That's almost three times the size of the first property I ever sold. That's crazy for a bedroom.
Here is almost through this reflection here, you're looking down into the grand salon where we started the tour, because these windows are part of that double height space. And then above you, you get a sneak peek of your terrace, the highest terrace in the world. And then you've got these views. You have outlets everywhere for floor lamps, extra high ceilings, multiple junction boxes for the most incredible chandeliers you're ever going to see. I mean, I cannot wait to see what someone does with this space.
All right, that's it for me with this. That was crazy. I remember being in my first close to $11 million unit, and I was showing it for somebody. And I just remember, I actually spoke about it on this channel, like, comment, subscribe. And I just remember feeling so, this is crazy. I can't believe I'm really in here helping sell it. And that's crazy. So 250 million. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. I'll talk to you guys soon. 250 million.